and the birds whistle to welcome a new day. The glaring sun radiates on the water, and the sky was a pastel canvas. The door swings open, and Willow breathes in the fresh winter air as her dog, Cinnamon, dashes outside, frolicking through the page-white snow down to the river. "Wait up, Cinnamon!" Willow calls out as Cinnamon bounds up the hill with snow flicking up onto her brown husky coat. Willow kneels down and waits for him until wham! Cinnamon pushes Willow over. Willow down, covering her in wet, slobbery licks. She laughs and giggles. Slowly getting up, she puts on her boots and coat. Taking her time, she steps outside. The icy wind kisses her cheek, and her head shook like a dog when they shake off water. She began to start walking faster, leaving the door ajar. She saw Cinnamon running off and barking at something behind the pine tree. She jogs over and stops dead in her tracks, looking down, petrified and disgusted. There lay the body of a baby wolf who was stuck in a hole with a bullet stuck in her. She was whelping as she saw her wet, icy face, but Willow did not know what to do.
Crunch, 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 crunch. The leaves are breaking because a hiker is stepping on them. Crash, the hiker falls over into the snow. He gets up and he's shivering as he's walking. He suddenly sees a bear in the distance. He starts to bolt back to his car when he realizes the bear is chasing him. He reaches the car and reaches into his pockets to grab the car keys, but then he realizes he dropped them when he fell over. He doesn't know what to do. Then he sees a bush and hides in it. And the bear jumps into the bush just as he runs out. He goes to where he dropped his car keys, gets them and drives away.
Alaska's serene landscape circles around the hiking Eskimo like a dizzy dancer, lying on the floor watching the ceiling spin. The Eskimo scales the 6.19 kilometers of Denali swiftly. He has a snowshoe hair because of his family heirloom, which is a necklace of a snowshoe hair. Just as he reaches the top, the Eskimo screams a blood-curdling scream as he gets pushed off Denali by a doll sheep. The Eskimo lands straight onto his face and is impaled by a stalagmite.
The water whispered as it swayed down the stream. Gracefully, the sun dances across the sky, making the crystal clear liquid glisten in the light. Finally, it's a beautiful day, a break from all that tragic snow. Trees wave as the birds fly by. This day is as joyful as a cat who caught a mouse. What a magnificent and magical day.
The blue snowy mountains glare as the green trees shine and to release their colours. The marvellous snow melts slowly like ice cream running down your hands. As it melts, you hear the ocean water swaying side to side calmly. See the clouds move slowly, despite the coldness. The icy wavy lake looks bluer than the sky. The sky sits there during winter while the trees are dying, trying not to get killed by the frost. The huge mountain covered in snow sits there during the winter, sitting right next to a never-ending stream. The sky with a couple but many clouds floating in around, hiking through the beautiful mountain and bird watching. The day proceeds, photo shooting the views that look nice. The grass looking dead sits there till the wind comes back.
It was Fiona's first Monday visiting Alaska. She had just awoken from her slumber as if she was Pinocchio springing to life. What had happened to that black cat she had been chasing? Where was she? Where in this maze could she be? Her head was full of muffled voices, memories she had forgotten, and tumbled questions. She has studied the walls while stumbling around the place, trying to find an exit to the maze. Without noticing, a shadow had been following her, a shadow other than her own. It was tall and strangely slim. She had felt as if she was like the genie in a bottle, stuck in an endless maze with no prize. Fiona started to give up until she heard another voice, sounding like a child, cries of joys and relief. What she heard was what she heard, but what she saw made her skin crawl. A small child on a swing, laughing, from a tree growing from the wooden boards.
Suddenly I wake up. It is extremely cold. My fingers are trembling. A shiver went down my spine as I reach up for the sky. It was a freezing winter's day. I was ravenous to eat. I was starving. What to do? I saw a deer in the distance. Although it was only small, I still had a fair chance to catch it. Can I get it?
Gracefully the clear blue water shines against the sun. Goats frolicking around. Mesmerized at the glow of the fluttering sun. Undeniably, no one on the polluted earth could say that the beautiful sky was never this gorgeous. Surely the pine and oak trees must be enough sunbaked now. Crazily the melted icy snow has reappeared. The mountains are like a sloth. The trees danced in the wind, grazing hungrily, because they haven't been fed in a terrible time. Although it's beautiful, you can't swim in the crystal clear water. Would you swim if you were there?
It is snowing up in the mountains but warm down below. It's very warm at the base of the hills and mountains. I'd like to go for a swim at the lake down the bottom of the mountains. The beautiful blue spring water splashes as it hits the shoreline. The lush green trees sit winding and rustling. The elderly hussar officer led his squad through the thick snow. "Halt," he barks as the squad stops. He grabs an automatic pistol and aims at a tree. His men load their rifles slowly and their rifles and look down the sights at the tree. Slowly, the thing behind the tree put its hands up and stepped out of the cover. The officer, Colonel Carl, steps off his horse and ties up the man. "Please let me go. I'm innocent," the man shouts. Carl then hits him on the head with his pistol and knocks him out. A young lieutenant puts the unconscious body on a horse before getting back on his horse. Carl orders an advance before hearing more rustling. This time, the war wagon aims its machine gun at the snow. Suddenly, a group of 4 natives shoot at the regiment as the regiment fires back. After 10 seconds, the machine gun is loaded and it rains hell on the attackers. When 2 of the enemies got their heads blown off, the natives surrendered. They were quickly hog-tied and placed on the back of the war wagon as they advanced. None of the regiment died that day. When the regiment made it to the campground, they built cages for the natives and that random man. Those soldiers are honoured every December 14th every year in Angaria.